What kind of place is this?
Hey guys, I hope you're all having a great day, and well, you read the title so you know what this video is going to be about. That is right folks, Skulltown is coming back into the game, and this time it actually comes with a couple of changes. Now we're going to be talking about that, and we'll also talk about a certain POI that you might know on World's Edge, which could also be returning into the game at some point in the future. So we'll go over that in a bit. First up, Skulltown and what exactly is happening here. So as you can see here, Skulltown is still getting worked on, it's still in development, but there's a few things to note that are really interesting. And this is probably the first thing you noticed. The frickin' skull moved. This is not where the skull used to be. It used to be towards the side, and something else to note, if we take a look at the original image of Skulltown, you can see that this version of Skulltown has changed quite a bit, and it seems like they swapped out those mountains that we used to have with these large metal walls. Something else that you might want to note is that these pipes are actually explorable. You can go ahead and fight there, loot there, whatever. As you can see, there's a platform on the outside with these loot bins, and you've probably seen this building used a bunch of times all over Kings Canyon. But once again, this is a pretty interesting change to Skulltown. The large buildings we had in the center of Skulltown are completely gone, and now it's just replaced with this area. Definitely let me know in the comments below what you feel about this change. Personally, I don't know how to feel about it just yet. I want to wait until this comes into the game to go ahead and give my opinion. But the fact that Skulltown is coming back is not the only piece of good news which we get from looking at this leaked footage, because it tells us that Respawn is open to the possibility of reintroducing previous points of interest back into the game as future map changes, with of course some tweaks and changes like we see with Skulltown. I just didn't expect the changes to be so drastic. So with that being said, let's move on to the next place that might be returning to Apex at some point in the future. If you go ahead and take a look at this tweet up on screen right now, you can see that the dev hinted the possibility of such a building returning to Apex in the future. Now based on the Skulltown example, we can go ahead and assume that if this does end up coming back, there's definitely going to be some changes that happen to it that also make sense and align with the map changes we've received so far on World's Edge. Now here comes the interesting part. A lot of people have wanted Skulltown to come back as a sort of control game mode. We've seen control take place on a couple of different places across the different maps, and I simply don't see a reason as to why they would limit control to only one place on every single map. With that being said, such a large area like Skulltown is definitely a possibility for something like control mode, especially since it got some map changes. Perhaps Respawn made these map changes while also thinking about how to make this map better for control. I think the skull is a great example. Now the skull is in the middle of Skulltown compared to what it was before, where it was on the side. If we were to play control on the old Skulltown map, well, whichever team claimed the top of that skull would have a massive advantage. And if we compare that to this version which we have right now, you can see this is a lot more symmetric. I honestly think it's a possibility that this might be introduced as a control map in the future. And I think the same thing goes for the World's Edge construction site. If they do end up making changes to it, they're probably going to make it more symmetric just like this one, so that in the future it opens up the possibility of introducing it as a sort of control game mode. Or perhaps it's even another game mode, but that topic is for another video. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I hope this made your day just a little bit better. Once again, let me know what you feel about these map changes. Personally, I think they're very interesting, but I don't know how to feel about them just yet. We're gonna have to wait and see. But yeah, as always guys, stay safe, and I'll see ya in the next one. Peace out.